Hey, what's going on? Carrie Hyam here with Beach Boss Influencers, and welcome to the Beach Boss Influencers Show. And today I am joined by Brandy Shaver, and we have a special guest on today's episode that I am pumped to introduce you to. John Melton is in the house, and he's going to drop some nuggets of wisdom and inspiration for you guys today. Brandy, you want to say hi, John? Then you can
Yeah,
say hi.
absolutely. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm excited to hear all of John's wisdom. He's actually been one of my mentors for a long time, and I've actually spoken on stage with him as well as Carrie. So we just have a great relationship, and we just keep bouncing things off of each other. And I'm excited to hear all of his good stories today. So
Well, I'm
Yes.
excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
John, I mean, I think we've known each other. When was it? 2016 was
Yeah.
probably that first like connection point. So it's been a while that we've been friends. And I think it's been probably, it might have been 18 months ago the first time I was like, we should have you on our podcast. And then never, we never like followed up and made it happen. So I'm pumped you're here. So tell us your story. Like, how did you find network marketing and what has your journey been like? Because you've been here for a while,
Mm,
right?
yes.
Like,
It's
yes.
been a,
Let's get to know John.
it's been a little bumpy, been a little rocky, and also it's been the most inspiring, amazing, exhilarating thing I've ever done. Right. So it's like the ultimate business of high highs and low lows. That's for sure. And when I first got started, it was before like the social media stuff and attraction marketing and like there was no Facebook, no Instagram, no. I think actually I got on MySpace in 2006. So that was 5 years after, right? I got involved in network marketing, actually 2 weeks after 9/11. I'll just never forget that for obvious reasons. But it was 2001, September 2001, I got started, and I was 20 years old. It was the month before I turned 21. I was drunk, punk, loser, always getting in trouble, always like drinking and blacking out, getting in fights, and I was just a maniac. And then I went to a network marketing presentation, and I told the apples, right? You got the green apple, the rotten apple. I was a red apple. I was like, hook, line, and sinker. Take my money. Let's go. I thought it
I'm
was a
gonna
no
be
brainer.
rich.
Yeah, I thought like everybody. I'm like, dude, everybody's gonna
Yeah.
want in on this. This is
Mm-hmm.
genius. Like, this is the greatest thing ever. Like, and I hated school, so I was like, I hated learning about things I didn't care about, right? And I was cheated in school. Like, I would get my mom to do my homework. She's a school teacher. I would copy off people's. I hated school so much. The only thing I liked about it was the people, the parties, the fun, the girls, my buddies, like sports. Like, I didn't like learning about useless facts. That's how I felt. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought there was something wrong with me. I really did. And it wasn't until years and years later, right? And the Gary Vaynerchuks and, all these like entrepreneur gurus come out like, yeah, I was a F student and, I dropped out of school. And then you find out like Bill Gates and all these like successful people dropped out of school. And you're like, oh, so I'm not like a weirdo. Like, I hated it. And then, of course, you get network marketing and now all of a sudden you're like, I'm kind of interested in learning this. This is actually something I'm interested in because they're like, hey, we're going to teach you how to get rich and we're literally going to help you get rich. And I had no money, had no influence, no credibility, but I wasn't really coachable, I would say, but I was definitely like wanting to be successful. And I did some of what they would suggest. Like, I'll give you an example. If they said, make a list and reach out to people and invite them to the thing and use the scripts, like I kind of did do that. But if they were like, hey, stand up in front of the room and do a testimonial, I would not do that. That was like, I'm like, you told me all I got to do is be a body dragger. You told me bring
All
people
I do
and
is
you'll get
bring
rich. And I'm
people.
bringing people. I'd have like the whole back row. It's like all my buddies and like my brother and their buddies. And like, we're all broke, we're all losers, but it's like, I got people. You told me all I had to do is bring people. And then they're like, we want you to open up the room. I'm like, I'm not opening up the room. I'm not. If you call my name, I used to tell them because I was such a shark. I was like, if you call my name, I'm going to walk out and I will not come back because we did it. We did these meetings in offices, by the way. We had offices. And I still remember the office meetings were, this is crazy. I always regurgitate this because it's like that's how many meetings we did. They were called were they called BOMs actually? Oh no, briefings. They were called briefings. Monday
Yes.
2:30, Tuesday at 1 o'clock and 6:30, Wednesday at 1 o'clock, Thursday at 1 o'clock and 6:30, Friday at 11. And that's what you do. You invite people to the briefings. And sometimes they were like 2 to 3 hours long. Brutal. And I remember just sitting through those and just like the same jokes and the same stuff
And
over
that
and
was
over.
like pre-Zoom, right?
Oh,
Like
dude, that was
like
pre-social media. That was, you know how we got,
pre-social
you know how we
media.
found people? So I did do warm market stuff, but you have to like go out and get people's numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like my
Yeah.
buddy and I would literally, we'd go from going to the bar to meet girls, going to the bar to meet guys that we could recruit. And the next morning we'd have like phone numbers of these dudes that we're trying to recruit. Like, can you even imagine being at the bar?
That's
Like,
because
bro,
Carrie
man,
and I did it.
you know the deal. You want to make money, bro? You want to get rich? Like, give me your
I like your
number.
shoes.
Like,
You got nice hair.
I'm gonna give
You
this
would do
random guy
great at what I do.
yeah, it's so weird when you think about it, and I hated it so much. I despised it. That's probably why we all got into the online marketing stuff, right?
Oh,
'Cause
absolutely.
yeah, it's like
Absolutely. I
I
remember
just want to get rejected online. I don't want to get rejected in person. I hate that.
I'll be the keyboard warrior. I'll
Yeah.
hide behind the keyboard.
Yeah, that
It's
person was
worse
mean to me. Block, right?
Worse-
Someone's mean to you.
worse than
If
asking
someone's
my
in your face and they say to you, "Is this a pyramid scheme?" You're like, yes.
Yes.
I don't even want to
get
overcome your objection. Yes. Do you like pyramids? No? Okay. Like, hate that. Yeah.
So funny. Brings back lots of memories from Carrie and I traveling all over the western half of the United States, trying to recruit people. So, John, you've been in this industry for decades. So how has the network marketing landscape fundamentally changed in the last 5 years? And what shifts are you seeing that most people are missing?
You know, the last 5 years have been really weird, right? Because we had the COVID thing. And, you know, you guys were like me, right? We were way ahead of the curve on like the online stuff and building with social. And for me, I was always kind of doing the social stuff. So when like COVID hit, it was like, okay, we're just gonna keep doing what we've already been doing. Like, we didn't have to like change anything. Why? I hardly ever even do Zooms. It's still just like add to the group, tag in a video, put them in a chat, like chats all day, every day. So it's all like the same. But COVID made us go like this because of TikTok and Reels and just everybody was at home trying to make money. And my team actually in 2019 got on TikTok because I saw a few people kill it. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Why are you at the top of the leaderboard? You've never been there before. Like two random people on my team. And I'm like, let me understand this TikTok thing. So like they're like showing me and I'd heard about it a year before. Like the beginning of 2019, Chalene Johnson and Gary Vaynerchuk were talking about it, but I was like, I'm not getting it. I don't see it. And when you're doing well, it's so hard. It's not that I wasn't open-minded to it. It's like, I don't want to figure it out. It might be a great idea, but someone else go do it. And that's what happened. A couple people on my team, were doing like a lot of volume from TikTok. And then I would go to their TikToks and I'm like, what the hell? They're just like straight up selling in these like horrible videos. They're like, oh, they're pouring the product. And people are just like, what is it? What is it? I want it. I want. You're like, okay, this is interesting. So then we tried it out for 60 days. We did 120 videos in 60 days, built a huge following, and then we just kind of stopped. But we proved that it worked because we can't teach people something, but not do it yourself, right? So we did it. It worked. And then our business was kind of going like this. And then COVID hit and it just went psycho. I mean, I think we did 75 million in 2021. 22, we did another 75. So I think 60 in 2020. So it was like 60 was our biggest and 75. And then it started to plateau. And then we had all this drama with our company. But back to your original question, I don't know if a lot has changed in the last 5 years. I feel like it's just harder. You have to be better because anybody can go and build a TikTok following, or anybody can go viral on Facebook Reels or Instagram Reels. Anybody can, just turn on a camera and create a piece of content. And there's so much noise. There's so many ways to make money. But it always goes back to the same thing. Like we had to launch a new company recently, right? And guess who's coming over here? Guess who's joining us? People that either A, we've worked with for years, that know us, like us, trust us. They made the most money with us. People I'm friends with, or it's like, people on my team, they're friends with those people. But the point is, it's like people are going to do business with people they have relationships with.
Yeah,
People are going to do business with people.
Like you said, I don't think it's ever going to change, right?
Yeah.
It's the vehicle might change.
Yes.
The social media piece might change or whatever, but network marketing is always going to be a relationship business, no matter how it's
just harder now because there are so many people now that are selling stuff, promoting stuff, posting, doing that. Like it's not like it was when, when all of us first got on there, where it's just like, my gosh, it
Yeah.
was just so easy to get attention. It was so easy to, you know, get in people's inboxes, and not that many people were building online. So it's like, if you had an online system, if you had a way to generate leads, build a following, convert sales, duplicate online, like you were doing something really rare and special. But then, of course, after the COVID thing, it's like now every company for the most part
Mm-hmm.
has an ATM group, or they're doing
Yeah.
some type of online, which is also interesting because for a while there was like, create curiosity, don't say the name of your company, right? I would say stuff like that might change a little bit, where, now you're seeing people that are a little louder and prouder representing their company. It doesn't always mean that's like what everybody should do, but I have people on my team that, like, as an example, the whole, like, don't talk about religion. I know people that talk about religion all the time. I know people that talk about their conservative views, or their
Yes.
their political beliefs, or whatever it is, and it works for them. Doesn't mean it works for everybody, but like, that was taboo 10 years ago. Like, dude, never talk about your
Yeah.
political or religious
Religion,
beliefs.
politics,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like, no, if you have an opinion
Controversy.
on something, keep your
Yeah.
controversial
Yeah.
opinions to yourself.
Yeah.
Brandy and I were talking about this the other day, how it's really shifted,
Yeah.
right? And even with Brandy and I, because we had mentors that were like, you don't talk about those things.
Right.
And it was when we actually started talking about those things that we started really building solid relationships with people in our
Yeah.
community.
They're like, wow,
And
you
that
think like I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
think people are
And that
tired of
brings
the
me to
fluff,
my
honestly. Like, tired of
Yeah.
the fluff. Like, they want to know who you really are. What do you
Yeah.
really believe? And what, like, do you like, the authenticity is
Yeah.
so key, I think,
Yeah.
in what we
and I
do.
want to
It's
dive
way
deeper
more
here.
important than it was years
Mm-hmm.
ago, for sure. Especially with like AI, and you don't know what you're seeing anymore is real, and faceless marketing.
Yeah.
Like, if you just turn on camera, you're like, listen, this is what I believe, and it's, you got to do it though. The only thing I would say is, like, I like it to be respectful.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
don't be
Yeah.
like, if you
Mm-hmm.
don't believe what I believe, you're burning in hell. Or if you don't
Right.
believe what I believe, you're
Yeah.
an idiot. What's wrong with this country? I mean, you can do it, but you're going to definitely create, especially if you're trying to be a leader of a team, you're definitely going to create a lot of drama. And because I have people on my team that they have very different political views,
Oh,
and
yeah, absolutely.
they're some of my best people. So
Mm-hmm.
I would like,
Mm.
so even if I share something, I'm always like, if they saw this, would they be like super offended? And if the answer is no, then I don't feel bad sharing it. But if it's like, yeah, this would probably be a little much, they'd probably be like, because to me, it's like, the mentality of some people, like, I don't care what anybody thinks. Those are the people
Right.
that care the most. Those are the people that actually care.
Yeah.
I don't care what
Mhm.
anybody thinks. Why are you saying it? You do care. And
Yeah.
it's like, I say, hey, we shouldn't care what people think, but I do care what my leaders and partners think.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
think as
Care about
long
them.
as you're respectful, sharing your
That's
political views, your religious views, whatever, I think it's actually smart to lean into that. Because again, like you said, it's that authenticity and that relatability. They're like, oh, wow, okay, I didn't know you believed that. Now that I know you do, I'm actually more interested in what else you do.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Well, and I would also say that when you're respectfully sharing your
Yes.
views
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
other people are respectfully sharing theirs, you also come to find that even though you have different views, you're much more similar than you think.
Yes.
Like, right, left, it's like I actually found that by surrounding myself and respectfully sharing my views with other people, that I'm not as far this way or far that way as
Right.
I thought.
You're
I
in the
actually
middle.
fall right in the middle,
Yeah, that's
right?
probably
Like, and
80% of the people.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're kind of leaning one way or the other, it's like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your religious beliefs are. We all want to like raise good kids and make money and be healthy and
Mhm.
happy. It doesn't matter what your political I mean, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of fighting and bickering, but also a lot of that is because of the social media.
Right.
Like, that's part of the
Yeah.
problem right now in our country. Even though I love social media, it is one of the big issues, because it's like, literally, someone gets mad, they do a post, and within 24 hours the whole world is talking about it. It's
Yeah.
like, things just get so heated so quickly. But you hit the nail on the head. Like, if you share your thoughts and then someone responds with their thoughts, if you are like, hey, I get it, I understand where you're coming from, I don't agree with it,
Mhm.
but I get it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's respectful, it's like, hey, we're cool. And plus, by the way, even if you have someone that believes what you believe, there's still going to be some things that they believe that you disagree with. Like, they might like, I don't know, the Yankees. Ew, like, what are they thinking? Does that make sense? Like, you're like, I love everything about you except that you're a Yankees fan or a Red Sox fan or a Giants fan, whatever. So, yeah.
Carrie
Well,
and I,
and to
Carrie and I
this,
are
like,
bestest friends, and she tells me The Office is the best movie ever or the best series ever, and I'm like,
the
no,
best TV
I
show
don't
of
love
all
it,
time,
Carrie.
The Office. I can watch it all day, every day, like quote it
And
line for
I think it's
line.
ridiculous. I can't even watch it. So, same thing, right?
There you go. It's a great example.
Great example.
Well, and you talked a little bit about
Yeah.
AI and like, you don't even know like what's real, what's not. When it comes to like AI and automation, like they're becoming factors in growing a business. Like, how do you see like advance in technology this way affecting network marketing, both positively and negatively?
Yeah, I mean, one
Like,
thing
how
one
do you
thing I
see this
love
going?
AI for is for research, for, like, so I want to compare this product to this product, like hit up AI, it's like coming up with content, to some extent, but
Uh-huh.
do not copy and paste. I can't stand when, first of all, someone sent me a message today and she's like, "Hey, what do you think about this post?" I'm like, doesn't matter what I think, it matters what your network thinks. I have no idea if that's going to do well. I mean, to me, it's too long. I would never read all that, but you can try it. Maybe I'm wrong, like, but to me, it looks like you came up with that using ChatGPT. She's like, "I did, LOL." I'm like, well, I don't think it's going to do well unless, you can post it and then in a few hours, if it doesn't do good, you always delete it. I don't think anybody's even going to see that, read that. I mean, I would just, share something from the heart, do something short and sweet and to the point. And I know for a lot of people, that's like they put so much time and effort into a post that's not going to do anything. And it's like, and even if it does, that doesn't matter as much as you just talking to people. I'm like, let me ask you this before you go worrying about like redoing the post or whatever. How many people did you talk to today about Nueva?
Mm-hmm.
None. I go, okay, well, it's Friday. So what about like this week?
Mm-hmm.
Like none. I'm like, got it. So here's the thing. The post is irrelevant. You need to reach out to people and have conversations. And it doesn't always have to be about your business. It could be about like, I mean, literally, I still wish people happy birthday. People think I'm a maniac. Like, dude, don't you like own a company now? I'm like, yeah, but I have partners that do a lot of the stuff. So I'm still doing, the only reason they wanted to partner with me, let's be very clear, so that I would keep doing the exact same thing I'm doing, not to be like a different in a different role. I still wish people have a birthday. I still like engage on people's posts. I still reach out to people every single day. And I think, that's the biggest thing is people are trying to do the posts or use AI or do the automation to avoid doing the real work. Automation is a beautiful
Yeah.
thing, but you can't automate mentorship. You can't automate relationship building, nurturing relationships. It's just, there are some things you can automate, but those things are hard to replace or use something that is a tool for that same purpose,
I think too, as we get further and further into this AI and all the things, it's actually going to become more important to focus on that
Yes.
human connection. Like it's
Yes.
like people are going to be
Yep.
searching for that. They're already like, if you, survey 10,000 network marketers, they're going to tell you that they would love more support. That's what they want is more support, right? So
Yeah.
I think AI is great, like you're saying, but leaning into that relationship building and like, I know this is how you function because you are not one that's out there spamming people. You're having
Right.
human connections, talking to humans about their lives, about where they're at, about what's going on, building the know, like, and trust. And then if your business is a fit for them, that's when you make the invite. Like
Yeah.
it's super simple. People make it so complicated. And I love that you brought that up because if you haven't talked to anybody about your business this week, or you haven't talked to any humans about anything this week, and all you're worried about is AI and posting and what you're, all the
Yeah. They
stuff
spent
that doesn't
3 hours on a post that like nobody gives a
you're
crap. Like, I'm
losing.
sorry.
Like you're
Like,
literally losing. Like stop
yeah.
doing that. Like
Yeah.
just get back to being a human and having conversations with people, building relationships. I mean, if I met John on the street here in Richfield, Utah, I wouldn't just slap him upside the face with a thumbs up, right? Like I'd be like, "Hey John, how are you? What's going on in your
Right.
life? How's Naughty and the kids?" Like, you know what I mean? Like it's so crazy to me that people don't understand it's the same thing online as it is in person. You don't go to a bar
Yes.
and slap a guy and be like, "Hey, join my team." Right? Like,
Right.
no.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
if
I
you
mean,
were
I
to do that,
tried.
Brandy. He just might join.
Yeah. I tried. It just didn't work. Yeah. Yeah. But it is funny how many times, and it's almost comical when it happens because it's probably not the best example. But people will literally they'll be on stage telling a testimonial or on a one of our team calls or whatever, and they're like, yeah, I mean, I was friends with John for 5 years and he never even pitched me. Like that's what I love about John. He never even tried to recruit me, and I'm like, well, I probably should have tried, I guess, one time in 5 years. But that's just like, you know what it is? It's when you
Don't tell people I
right,
didn't try.
right. Like, and the truth is, and they never really tell the full story. They were in a company, they were happy. So I'm not
Yeah.
trying to like, get you out of a company if you're happy, right? But if you tell me you're open, I'm going to be all over you like white on rice,
Right.
right? But at the end of the day, it's an abundant mentality, right? It's like, I'm just going to talk to so many people all the time. I have so much going on. I have so many people in the pipeline, so many new people joining, so much momentum, so much happening that like, I don't need to recruit anybody. Like I play pickleball 3 days a week. I've never recruited a single person I play pickleball with. Now, part of that is because I know how it is. If I recruit them and they don't do anything or they do a lot, I mean, it's just like, then I got to like deal with that. Right. It's like,
Yeah.
now I have had a couple people ask me what I do, and I am so bad and rusty at that. I'm like, oh, I like online marketing. Like, well, what are you marketing? I'm like, like affiliate marketing. So it's like that. It's like, what do you sell? Like, I like oral peptides and some, weight loss supplements, a nootropic coffee. I'm like, I am so bad at this.
Me
But
too.
all I think to myself is, but what do you do? And I get them talking, and that's it. And it's like, if something comes of it, something comes of it. But like, I literally just like building relationships and being a good human. And I feel like anybody could and should do that. The only people I've ever said that like they're not good for network marketing are the ones that are like, I hate people. Like they're just like a people hater. People like that are like, I just hate people. I hate positivity. Like, yep, you're probably not a good fit for what we do.
Hate positivity.
But outside of that, yeah. I had a buddy of mine.
Dark
Come to a
cloud.
meeting. I'll never forget it. And that's exactly what he said. It's like 20 years ago. He goes, this is like too positive for me. I don't like it. I was like, I can't overcome that objection. I'm like,
all right, this isn't for you.
Yeah.
You're like,
I'm
there's no way I can help you.
I get it. Yeah. You guys are like too happy. I hate it. Like,
hate it.
That's
Got it.
hilarious. I love hating.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best. All right. So network marketing still faces reputation challenges. I feel like the industry's kind of got a bad rap, especially in the last couple of years. What do you think are the biggest obstacles the industry needs to overcome, and how can individual marketers contribute to changing the narrative?
The biggest issue is 100% when it's all about recruiting. It's all about opportunity. It's all about like, recruiting recruiters to recruit recruiters and, sponsoring people, enrolling people. And like, look, I was the number 3 recruiter in our entire company last month. Okay. I love recruiting. I'm always one of the top, and I love launching new teams. But the majority of our revenue comes from customers. And that's why when someone's like, it's a pyramid, or is this a pyramid? I'm like, what do you mean by that? They're like, well, is it all about like recruiting and building a team? I go, I have people making a full-time income, and even in some cases, a 6-figure income just from the customers. And the thing is, like, some of them aren't even like bringing in a lot of new customers. They just maintain their 50, 60, 80 customers, and they have their own community. They do promos, they educate, they stay in touch. And that was what was so crazy in our last company until they shut us down on payday. That was just because of bad ownership, though. Greedy, horrible private equity firm.
Really.
But the model crushed. I mean, we put in over 1 million customers in 10 years. We did over $450 million in sales. And what I loved about it is that whether or not we were in momentum or recruiting or whatever, like, we always had so much monthly volume because we had millions of dollars in monthly subscriptions. Now, of course, some of that was social marketers, but most of it was customers that genuinely bought the products every month, used them every day. And I always say the same thing. Like, if you don't have a product that like customers want to buy and use every day and order every month, you have a bigger problem. Like, you have a bad business, like you have a bad product. But if the majority of your revenue comes from customers, then, you can build a real business and have that sticky volume. And it was the one thing so I was in a company that was shut down by the FTC for being a pyramid scheme. And the thing that stinks is that company really did have great products. And most of the people were just customers. But if you logged into the back office, everybody signed up for free as an affiliate. So it's just like all these affiliates that weren't making money, but they were glorified customers. A lot of them, literally, they're going through the process of signing up as a customer to buy the product. And it would say, do you want to be an affiliate or a customer? And the person would say, oh, you should just be an affiliate because you never know. It's like, okay, I'll just be an affiliate. but it actually backfired, and the government came in, looked at the back office. This was BEMA, right? They looked at the back office. They're like, nobody's making money and everybody's trying to. So this is a pyramid scheme. Now, I will say VEMA went to court, opened back up, but it was like a year later. Then they had to change their name, and now they've been acquired by some other company a decade later. So it just they basically never got back on track. It was literally destroyed by the government. However, even though that was bad for them, it actually worked out for us. I mean, if that didn't happen, we wouldn't have joined the next company we were in, which is where we had our biggest, most successful run until they shut us down in April on payday, which was awesome. Which, by the way, no warning and didn't pay us. So that's awesome. But that does happen in any business. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, people, they're like, how are you not more upset? I'm like, because that's life. Like, it just, it's like, it's not always just going to be an uphill battle. Like, there's going to be times where you're like, okay, that sucks. But sometimes the thing that is really bad is actually the ultimate blessing in disguise. And, when I think because I've had so many bad things happen that turned out to be good things, then I literally am like, when something bad happens, I'm like, this is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see what happens next. Because that plot twist many times, and part of it's probably because we keep the faith and we have a good mindset about it. But, most people probably would have been destroyed if they lost a 6-figure monthly check. And I literally was like, I wonder how much bigger this next thing's going to be, because not for a second did I consider giving up on network marketing. I just thought to myself, it was a little depressing going, oh, am I just going to go join another company? And then like, this might happen again. Like, that was actually the thing that gave me anxiety, because so many of these companies are unfortunately owned by people that don't really understand what we do. Like, what we do is very different. Like a traditional business person thinks they understand it. They have no idea. It's very different than any other type of profession.
And I'm to spin off this, Brandy and I always say, when things like this happen, it's God forcing us to move. It's like God forcing us to the next level, because I don't know about you, but I'm stubborn. Like, when I have something that's going good, I don't want to like evolve or move, or like, it's going good. Like, why do I want to
put in more effort and energy when it's all good?
You know what Nadia said? She goes, baby, you said you were bored. Like,
so God, you said it, and universe, God, whatever your beliefs are, right? He was like, all right,
here we go.
You're bored?
Comes your next.
We can solve that problem. Like, wait, not yet, not ready. Yeah.
No, I didn't mean it.
But it is funny, because we knew there was problems for a couple of years. I mean, it wasn't like we didn't know. People were like, oh my gosh, what's going on over there? And I'm like, look, at the end of the day, we're still doing a couple $1 million a month. We still have rock solid people that love being here. We had a lot of people coming back, ironically, in March, and then they shut us down in April. We're like, whoops, sorry guys. And then what's funny is some of those people that came back, they then went to this company, and now they're all back here again. And it's just how this is why I'm always like, you got to play the long game.
Yeah.
Just be a good person.
Yeah.
Just don't get so caught up in the day to day. Because look, it's always painful when like somebody joins your company, but they join a different person than you, or someone quits your company, they go somewhere else, or someone returns a product, or someone does a post that's nasty. But it's like we were talking about earlier. It's like, there's so much happening all the time that literally this thing that seems like such a big deal right now, literally in a week, you'll be like, oh, I forgot about it already. Like, it's not that big of a deal unless you make it a big deal.
Right.
That's the problem with a lot of network marketers, is they make something, so they do a post, a passive aggressive post about something that happened that nobody even knew was happening. They think everybody knows, but it's like a small fraction. It's a percentage of people. And then they make it a big thing. And then people are like, wait, what's going on? What was that post about? And you're like, dude, just like delete that. Like, don't even address that. It's just, it's not what, how many people I had on my team that were like literally 7-figure earners or had huge monstrous, and they left. And people would be like, why'd they leave? Now, I know the real reasons they left. And sometimes they were justified reasons. Like, I would have left too if I was them. You know what I mean? Like, just because I love where I'm at doesn't mean that I expect everybody else to love where they're at. But, I just wouldn't give it that much attention. But that would also like piss people off too. They're like, like,
you're not groveling at their feet, begging them to stay.
or you do a post that they just assume is about them. And I'm like, I've done the same post 8 times.
You're like, wait, I posted that last year on the same day.
Exactly.
Like, before you were even here.
And that's the thing.
that
If
must be
you
about so
follow
and so. And I'm
John,
like, so and so commented on that post a year ago, loving it. But now, because it's relevant to them, now I'm talking.
yes.
No, I'm not. And I'm not going to change just because something's going on. Like, I'm going to keep. In fact, I might even be a little more over the top positive than I normally am because people will
Yeah.
say, damn, they're going through all that. And he's still like showing up and like has a good attitude. Like, damn, that's like kind of like
Yeah.
amazing. And I'm telling you, that stuff, people pay attention to that stuff more than anything else. They're like, it's more commendable. It's more respected when you can just like control yourself and not get so caught up in all the drama.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And in your experience with all of this, what separates, whether it's mindset, what is it? What is it that separates the network marketers that build sustainable, long-term businesses compared to those who like flame out in a few months?
Oh,
Like, what is it?
there's like, I have like three things swirling around. I mean, I definitely think one is expectations for sure. Eric talks a lot about
Yeah.
this, the mentality of like build it once and, you just like cash those checks. You know what is unfortunate is I had a lot of that in my last company. We had a lot of people that literally had done nothing for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, just making money every month. And some of them had fat checks. I mean, some of them, they had a resentful team, honestly, because their team's like, yeah, we
Mhm.
never hear from her. We never hear from him. And I'm like, but you hear from me all the time. They're like, yeah, that's why we're still here, John, because of you. But guess what? When the company shut down, they came with us, but they didn't go under the same upline. So there is
Yeah.
something to be said there. But I think what happens, honestly, is it's always really the honeymoon phase. It's always really exciting in the beginning. I mean, it is, right? It's like something new, something exciting. I mean, you should have seen my inbox that first weekend. You can only imagine. Like, I still have thousands of unread messages from April 11, 12, and 13 because it was that first weekend when the company went down. Now, most of them are them pitching me on something, which is hilarious, right? Because it's like, you like, not to be arrogant, but it's
I
like,
haven't heard.
you think I'm going to go under you? Like, I mean, come on, yeah, give me your link. Sure, I'm in. Wait, what was your name again? Like, dude, come on. We don't even know each other. But with that being said, I'm nice to every single one of them, though, of course. I'm like, hey, thanks for the message. Sorry I didn't see it sooner. They're like, oh, you launched your own company. I'm like, yes, we did. And then they're like, well, I might be interested. I'm like, of course you are. But, or, I'm just like, hey, that's awesome. You're killing it with such and such company. The point is, it's just the expectation of it being easier than they expected it to be, and they don't really treat it like a business. They kind of treat it like a side hustle, a side gig, or whatever. And I think the truth is, until you actually understand that this is a real business and it's not about income, it's about profits. It's about reinvesting, and you have to constantly reinvent yourself. And like for me, like I want to literally be at an event every month if I can. Now, I haven't been doing that because of what we've been like, launching a new company, but like we just had our first event in October. In a couple weeks, we're doing an elite retreat in one of our Destin homes for like 20 of our best people that earned this weekend deal. It's actually not a weekend because the place was booked up. So we're actually doing it's like Monday through Thursday. It's kind of crazy in the middle of the week. But then December, I might go to GoPro, but I'm definitely doing a separate elite retreat again in Destin for another couple leaders on my team. January, I'm going to Rob's Costa Rica 6-figure. It's like all 6 and 7-figure earners from
Yeah,
different
Rob
companies.
Sperry's deal.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
February, I might like rent a couple mansions in somewhere in Florida, probably Orlando. But then we have our Orlando convention in March. So it's like literally I already have like the next 5-6 months mapped out where I'm doing something at least once a month in person with people because, and you said it earlier, Carrie, it's like, or was it, I think Brandy, you mentioned this, like the in-person thing is like, so I have this old school guy, he's joining me and he's like, man, like the online thing, it doesn't make sense to him for duplication. Like he's been out of network marketing 5 or 6 years. So his brain's trying to understand the online duplication. And I told him, listen, as much as I love the online duplication, we have duplication because of our offline events. We just don't do them that often, right? But we'll probably have at least 3 to 4 events a year. And that's because I know that like the in-person, it's not just the information and the inspiration and the vision and all the things. It's they meet people.
Yeah.
And
It's a
you actually
connection.
you end up meeting lifelong friends in network marketing. Like
Yeah.
there's just something about those events where you just end up meeting a few people that like you'll be friends with for like 20 years. And it's just those experiences and that part of network marketing, we sometimes forget the importance of it. And guess what? I just came out of an event 2 weeks ago. Guess who's on fire right now? Some of
Everyone
the
at
people
the
that were at the
event.
event. Guess who's like
The people that were at the event.
kind of flailing.
Yep.
They're like, I don't know. And, they're questioning things. They send me messages about the silliest things. And it's so hard because I'm like, if you were at the event 2 weeks ago, I guarantee you wouldn't be bringing this like minor issue. But they lost it, right? They need to like get to an event. And,
I think they need to be
unfortunately,
around people that are like them.
yes.
Like that's the
Yeah.
part, right? Because I mean,
Mhm.
even Nate and I, when we go out with our friends, friends that are outside of what we do, they don't even understand what we do, right? And we'll be in a room and they're having a conversation, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
can I just go home now? Like,
like small talk.
they're
Nadia's
like,
always like,
oh,
baby,
I
I
can't
don't.
pay my bills. I wish I could,
Yeah.
wish I could do something different. I'm thinking,
You're like, only if there was an opportunity.
What?
Gosh.
only if you had access to the entire world called
Yeah.
something like the internet.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
And it is sad too, because some of these people, it's like, they could be good. They actually have like the
Oh, yes.
charisma. They have some ability, but they're their own worst enemy.
Yeah, so I think those in-person events and being around people that are like you, whether you're going to your company events, whether you're going to, other generic events, right? Whatever you're doing, you have to feed that energy or you will quit. And I feel like it needs to be 60, 90 days, a rotation, like you're saying. If you go too long, you're going to be like, I don't know why I'm doing this anymore. And, people quit. There's some grit that is required to build a massive business in network marketing, but there's some grit to build anything in life that is, worth anything besides going, working for an employer, right? Like it's just how it is.
And even like these days, you see these influencers, right? And they can sell stuff. And then people look up to them and they're like, oh my gosh, like that person's so inspiring. They're so amazing. And I'm like, just be careful. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, they're good at selling. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, being good at selling is not the same as being a leader. It is such a different deal. In fact, in many cases, you're either one or the other. Like I do have a couple women on my team and they are insane. They're like mini Jessie Lees. I mean, they sell and recruit all day, every day. And, but I recruited Jessie Lee into our last company. I worked with her for 18 months. She was a phenom even back then. And it's, it's so sad what happened, obviously, with her passing. But the peak of her network marketing career and what she was doing, like Lisa Grossman told me she was still enrolling people. This is like freaky, but she was still enrolling people a month after her death from her videos that were just on autopilot.
Wow.
They had to turn her link off.
Yeah.
Because it just like she was the most extreme example of what's possible because of social media. But then listening to Eric, because Eric mentored her, and he's like named 5 of her leaders. And it's like, damn. She signed up 12,000 people, but like she didn't have a lot of leaders. Right now, she was a leader. She was probably one of the best leaders in the history of the industry, and could sell and recruit better than anybody ever. But she had a lot of just influencers, or she developed influencers, but she just didn't have a lot of leaders. Now, she did have some for sure. She had some for sure that were really, really good and dynamic. But in general, like a leader is way harder to come by than someone that can just sell stuff. It's a very different dynamic. And
they're both needed, right? You need the leaders,
fact,
and you also
a good
want
leader,
people that just want customers.
A good leader is going to be able to coach both types of people, right? Like I can coach these people that want to develop organizations, and I can coach these people on how to sell and look, and you should be able to make money without recruiting. That's kind of the point I was making earlier.
Right.
Like, think about this.
Yeah.
If you got a real estate license, what's the first thing you want to do?
Sell a
house.
Sell a house.
You get an insurance license. First thing you want to do, sell some insurance. Like any sales job in the world, like you want to sell stuff. But network marketing is the only weird business where it's like, all right, I'm in. Who else can I get in? Like, let me go recruit other people. I don't even know what we're selling. Haven't tried a product, but now I'm ready. It's not bad necessarily, but it's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird.
Yeah, if you can teach people how to sell products, because you should have more people out there that want to use your product than want to sell it anyway, right? So teach people how to get customers, teach them, that strategy, and that might be all they ever do. And that's great because they'll just be in that 80%. But then maybe you get them to an event. Maybe there's something that happens. Maybe they lose their job. Something happens. All of a sudden, they're like, and they've been in 3, 4, 5 years, and now they're like, you know what? I think I want to recruit and actually teach other people how to do what I do, and that's really the power of
Yeah.
teaching someone the sales side, the marketing side, teach them how to get customers, retain customers, because if they can do those basics, then what happens when they do build a team is they can teach those people how to do what they've actually done versus speaking in theory. They can speak from like, look, this is how I got my first 5 customers. This is how I'm posting. This is what I'm saying when I'm following up. And you're going to develop a lot more legitimate
Mhm.
leaders if they can actually do both. And I think that was why, back to Jessie Lee, like, I think that's why she was such a unicorn and such a phenom, because she could literally outsell and out recruit everybody, but then she was also like a super developed leader.
Mhm.
But again, it is harder.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to develop those people to lead teams, but that is where the big bucks is going to be in network marketing, right? You can only sell so much product.
Yeah.
Even if you're like a really big influencer, still a really big influencer is not going to outproduce my multi-million-dollar team. There's no way.
No, you have an army of
Right.
people that are selling with
Yes.
you, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, John, what advice would you give to someone just starting in network marketing today that's different from what you might have said 10 years ago?
I mean, I think it does go back to what they want, right? It's like, because it's hard if you don't know, like, you'd be like, well, you could do this, you could do that. And it's like, I get people that are just like, look, I just want to make an extra $500 a month. I'm just not really into the social media stuff. And I'm like, okay, so how would you like to promote this? Like, what's your plan? Because I can help you map out a plan if I understand what you would like to. Like, some people were just like, hey, I just want to like start a whole new TikTok and I just want to do stuff on TikTok. I'm like, okay, I don't agree with it, but that's what we can do. Some people are like, look, I want to like really go fast. I want to build something big. It's a little bit of a different conversation, right? But for us, we do try to get people to do basics like the OMG, I did a thing post, right? Get their first post up. I'm doing something new. I'm really excited. Here's why I'm excited, right? Do a live video. If you won't do a live video, at least do like an unboxing, like pre-record, upload it in your stories. Like, I try to meet them where they're at when they're new. Right. And I think it is just, like, there's some people that are very like aggressive, like they really want to get after it. Those people are so much easier to coach. Right. Because for me, like, I want to build fast. Right. I want to run with you. But when I try to run with someone that's trying to crawl, they end up feeling like a disappointment.
Yeah.
So you got to meet them where they're at and figure out, what do they want to accomplish? What are they willing to do? Even though it's funny, because I'm always like, success lives outside your comfort zone. And, you got to be courageous. You don't have to be confident, but you gotta take action and do stuff that, but not in the beginning. You know why? Because they probably won't do it.
Yeah.
If you say, listen, we got to go live every day and you got to build a brand and you got to learn how to like, blah, 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 they're gonna be like, oh my God, dude.
They're
Like,
gonna
I
be
don't
like,
even know.
wait, whoa, back the truck.
Yeah, like, I don't even know if these products work. So if someone, watch this. So if someone says to me, well, first I want to make sure I believe in the products. I gotta believe in what I'm doing. I agree.
Great.
Like, whatever they say.
Mhm.
Like, hey, did you want to build
Yeah.
fast or slow? Like, oh, of course I want to build fast, but like, I got to make sure I believe in the products. I'm like, hey, that's cool. Like, let's make sure you get the products. I want to make sure that you and I are on the same page. So if you want to try the products for like a week, a month, whatever, like, I got your back no matter what.
Right.
So I think that's really important, because you guys have people like this on your team. I'm sure you do, where it's like, I love their eagerness and their hunger, but then they literally, every person they enroll, I feel bad for the people they enroll, because they're just like smothering them with mentorship, and they're just like, post this, do this. Like, they're so overbearing.
Yeah, we've
And
had a
it's
few leaders like that.
yeah, and you're like, dude,
Yes.
like,
Like,
chill. Like, even if
calm it
you
down.
get it. So John Maxwell said one of the funniest little jokes at a network marketing event. I will never forget it. He goes, most of you are out there hunting. You're hunting for people, right? And he's like, you want to be more like a fisherman, like you reel them in, like, you get them in the boat, like the fish is still alive, right? That type of mentality. But like, he's like, a lot of you are out there hunting. And he's like, the problem is you're out there like, bam, got one. And it's like, and then you get them in your business. You're like, I got one. It's like, why are they doing anything? It's like, because you killed them, dude. They're dead.
them.
Like, they don't want to do what you're doing. Like, they're just like, God, fine, take my credit card. Like, my gosh,
Just
that
if I
is
pay
not.
you, stop bugging me. Here, take
Yes.
it. Like, yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
It's
though,
like,
meeting
it's like, did
people
you
like
ask them like how they're doing first?
Mhm.
Like, hey, how you liking the product so far? Like, hey, is there, are you ready to start posting, or like, are you, you need to feel people out, right? So I think that's probably, and it goes back to what we said in the beginning, right? Just being a human first and a friend first and a marketer second. Like how can I help you get started? And sometimes people say, listen, right now, we just had to put my dog down like 2 days ago. Like you hear that, and you're like, oh shoot, like,
Yeah.
oh, my mother-in-law is going through chemo, and like my wife's real stressed, and it's like, oh, okay, let's you want me just to touch base in like in a couple months? And they're like, no, just can you just get me through the weekend? But this is what I'm talking about. Like having, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for. It's like having like awareness, right? Just having like some basic like human like decency to like understand, like, dude, not everybody's just like, you're in it to win it. Awesome.
Uh-huh.
But that is not going to be most people. And then I have to remind them sometimes, like, were you like that when you first started? They're like, no. I'm like, why would anyone else be like that? Like, you have to meet them where they're at. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, it does definitely.
Yeah.
It's key, I think, listening to, others and figuring out what they want. Because like you said, some of them only want $500 extra a month to, pay for dance lessons or whatever
Yeah.
they're doing with their kids. Some of them want 5 million a month, right? That's a completely different person and how you're going to mentor and help them move forward in their business. So,
Well, you can also set the right expectation too, because there's
Mhm.
nothing worse than someone go, I want to make like 10 grand like in the next month. I'm like, okay.
You're like,
All right.
I'm like,
what kind of audience do you have? Like, I mean,
I'm like, 10 grand is like a lot.
There's some people that
Yeah,
can,
like,
right? There's some
yeah,
people that
yeah.
can,
Like, are
but
you bringing over
they're
like
far
a
and few between.
team? Like, well, no, I don't have a team. I've never done this before. Like, got it.
all
Have you
right.
ever sold anything online before? Like, no, not at all. I'm like, got it. I'm like, I'm just gonna let you know 10 grand is probably unlikely in a month. Now, maybe in 90 days.
Yeah.
But a month, they're like, well, what'd you make the first month? I'm like, no, we're not going to.
You don't want to know what I made
I'm
my
like,
first month.
the
of
number I'm going to tell you
Like,
is going to
Slim.
you're either going to have like delusional thoughts thinking you could do that, which you're not, or this is going to discourage you. Because it's just like, it's not. I'm like, how about we talk about my first month in network
Right.
marketing 24 years ago, which
Yes.
was nothing. So, it took me, I don't think I made profits my first 2 years. I'm pretty sure I spent more than I made.
I'm pretty sure we
I
did
didn't.
too. So,
Yeah. Because again,
Yep.
traditional business mindset goes, oh, that makes sense. Side
It's going to
hustle,
take you
I'm doing a
few
part-time
years.
job.
Yes.
Mentality's like, why would I lose money? Like, because back then you had to buy thousands of dollars in inventory. It's a different day. But yeah, I think that, so the expectation, just setting the right expectation, making sure that they understand, what it's going to take. And, again, they want to make 500, very different than 5,000. But, reality needs to also be in the conversation too. Like 10 grand in a month, never done it before.
Absolutely.
That ain't happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, John, this has been so fun. I know that you have somewhere to be. I just want to one last thing. Like, if you could give advice to someone who's like they're trying to do this network marketing thing, right? Because we have people that we mentor in our community where they're like trying to get their bearings. Maybe something's happened with their company's shut down, or maybe it's gone affiliate, or maybe they're just brand new and they're trying to figure this out. Like, what's the one piece of advice that you would give that person that's kind of just in a slump right now?
Well,
wanting to.
Yeah, I mean, it's so tragic how these companies go affiliate. Like in many ways, I'm glad my company shut down, because going affiliate would have actually just screwed all of the leaders, and our sellers would have been like, good luck with your new thing. But we got like 40,000 in monthly sales over here. Like, oh yeah, I get that. Okay, well, nice knowing you. But I do think ultimately it goes back to what we were saying earlier. Like, get to an event, like even if it's like a Tony Robbins event, a Brendan Bouchard event. Like, I'm sure you guys do events. Like, invest in you. Like, it is your fault if you get rich, and it's your fault if you lose money, right? Like, you are the common variable. You're the common denominator. Like, it's up to you. Right. It's like the cliche in network marketing, is it meant to be? It's up to me. But that is true. It is 100% true. And I know you guys have programs and coaching and so much support. Like, honestly, if they just do the stuff you tell them to do, they're going to eventually have success. And it's, I always say it's not get rich quick, but it is get rich eventually, which is better than get rich never.
Absolutely.
And the only people that have ever failed are the ones that quit. Like, it has 100% success ratio. 100% of the people succeed as long as they never stop doing the things, not just being in. Some people go, I'm never quitting. I'm actually sometimes worried about those people, because kind of the kiss of death. Like, I'm never quitting. I'm like, you're thinking about quitting though. That's why you said that. Right.
That's why you said it.
You can't just not quit. Like, I would never say to Nadia, like, well, I'm not going to divorce you. Like, why the hell?
She'd be like,
She'd be
what?
like, baby, what? Like, you're lucky I keep you. But if you guys don't know, my wife is Russian, so that's
I love it.
Nadia is anyway, the point is
We love Nadia.
you can't just not quit. Right?
Yes.
You have to actually you have to unfortunately do the things that you're it's amazing how often the thing we're terrified of is the thing that we actually probably would be awesome at. Like I was so afraid of
and we need to
public speaking, and now people are like, can you close down the convention? I'm like, can you pick literally anybody else? They're like, no. Like, all right, fine. And then, I do a good job. I feel like, I think I always do a good job, but it's one of those things where I'm pretty good on stage, but it's not like something I want to do. Right. It's not something I've like, oh man, one day I'm not that person. A lot of people are like, one day I'll tell my story. One day I want to be like, so-and-so speaking on stage. Like I'm the guy that's like, one day I want to be like, in the back of the room being like, look at what we built. Like, this is so cool. I want to be backstage, like watching in the green room. Like, to me, it's like, I could care less if I'm on stage. Like, I only go on stage because I think ultimately, especially now that we're one of the founders of the company, I feel like people need to see the vision and hear what's possible. Yeah. And I'm always thinking about those new people. But at the same time, we have so many good speakers, and this is most network marketing companies, by the way, is there's so many people that are so great. And it literally is probably the best part about this is seeing someone else get on that stage, seeing someone else do a training where you're like, why do I even need to train? These 6 trainings in a row were so good. I don't have much more to say except just do what those 6 people just told you guys to do, but it really is that. It's making that choice. I'm going to do whatever Carrie and Brandy tell me to do. I'm going to do whatever my mentor tells me to do. I'm going to go to the events, do the things, stay plugged in, and I'm just going to do it until it works.
So good. I love that.
Love it.
Thanks, John, for your time.
Well, John, this has been so fun. We so appreciate you. You are definitely, a dynamic leader to follow in this space. So where can people follow you if they want to learn more from you?
We have a lot of free training on our website, the My Lifestyle Academy site. They can follow me on Facebook. Okay. Facebook and Instagram, probably the only 2 I really use for content. And we put out a lot of generic training, but also, of course, we are launching something. So sometimes my stuff is a little more geared towards that, of course, but I do have a lot of my generic stuff on the My Lifestyle Academy. We have our podcast, YouTube channel, all that stuff, blogs and all that good stuff.
Great. Thanks, John, for being here.
Well, thank you so much for your time, John. And for those of you who are watching, what's your one takeaway? What's your one takeaway that you've taken from this? Drop it in the comment chat, wherever you might be listening, watching. Write it down if you're just listening to the podcast, and go take action on it. And with that, we'll see you on next week's episode. See you, everybody.